All right, good evening. My name is Cherie.
I'm Chris.
And we are your host here at the Mobile Internet Resource Center. And this is our second Sunday member exclusive Q&A. And in the background, we have a special guest. This is my mom.
Yeah, she will be handling the real technical questions. She's an expert on the Roadlink and basically anything RV roof mounted.
Or not. Anyway, this is a special session, and then we will do the general Q&A afterwards, but we're going to give a quick recap of the To-Go Roadlink C2, along with the AT&T unlimited data plan that is available with it that was released last week. We have some information that the folks at To-Go have provided us. All right, so end of last week, To-Go, which is a company partnered with Thor and some other rental.
TH2, it's a New Zealand RV rental company that is actually branched out to be the largest RV rental company in the world, I believe. So yeah, they're Thor and TH2.
And To-Go is their new technology arm, and they are trying to make RVing cool, basically. And they have partnered with AT&T and Winegard to bring out this new product that is called the Roadlink C2, and it is based on the Winegard Connect T 2.0 roof-mounted device. It's basically a dome that contains 3 antennas for Wi-Fi, so that would be used to connect to a campground's Wi-Fi network, and 2 antennas and a modem for cellular.
Right. So this is exactly the same hardware as the Connect T 2.0. The only differences are the GPS features. I think actually the hardware is there for the GPS in the Connect T 2.0, but the Roadlink's software enables the GPS so that you can do some stuff in their software about find your RV and stuff like that Winegard doesn't do. And it's a white case that says Roadlink to go outside. So it is anything you've seen. The Winegard Connect T2 has been out for just about a year now. We reviewed it last year. A lot of RV manufacturers are including that built in now as a standard or an option and stuff. So this is the Roadlink, the Winegard Connect T is everywhere. There's nothing new there. But what is new is now exclusive to the Roadlink version of this is you can get this AT&T unlimited data plan. And this data plan is exactly the same as what AT&T and Airstream did together for the Airstream connected plan that started last August. But now anybody can get this.
Any RVer technically can get this. So the plan is it is going to be tied to the IMEI number, which is basically the serial number of the To-Go unit. And apparently, according to our contacts at To-Go, when you activate the plan within their app, they are asking for a VIN number, supposedly of your RV. How they are tying the device to the RV itself is questionable. I don't think they actually can or track it down.
No, there's part of the apps that To-Go does is they do basically checklists apps. So they'll give you a customized checklist for your RV. That's kind of their thing they've been rolling into is like for the RV industries. You can use your VIN number and get a checklist and stuff. So that's all part of their app. They don't want people who don't have RVs to have this, so we're kind of curious to see whether fake VIN numbers will still work or whatever, or you just skip it on their app. But we will see as people actually start to get this the Roadlink shipped out to them. That's still kind of an open question.
Right.
But they say they will require a VIN number.
And the SIM card will be tied to the IMEI number. So this may work more like the home base where you can't swap the SIM into other devices, but that is to be confirmed if someone is able to successfully use an activated SIM card in another device. Now, the data plan is $360 per year. You do have to pay it up front. And the To-Go Roadlink unit is $399. So to get started with it, you are looking at an acquisition cost of about $760. It is prepaid for a full year of unlimited data on AT&T's network. It is on the prepaid network, so there may be slight differences in the coverage map, and it is subject to network management after 22 gigabytes of usage in a month. Which
is a little bit disappointing because when they first launched this plan on Airstream last August, they actually had it as part of their advertising of no network management at all, and apparently AT&T rethought that and got back with the people at Airstream and the people at To-Go and said, maybe we should have some network management just in case. But
so basically, there is a division of the Internet of Things department that is working with Thor, essentially, because remember, Thor owns Airstream, right. And they're wanting to bring these plans specifically to RVers, so it works out to $30 a month for unlimited. If you don't need unlimited data, you can go month to month. It's $25 a month, and that gives you 5 gigabytes of data if you just want to activate it as you need it. So if you're not going out long term, that is an option as well, but that's not nearly as great as unlimited for $30 a month. The device that is on the roof it's a Category 4 modem.
Yeah, so it's a Category 4 LTE modem. It's only got the basic AT&T band. So this is, and Togo tells us, even though the WineGuard version, you can put Verizon and T-Mobile SIMs and use it with those, Togo says theirs will be locked to only use their data plan. So
I think that's in question. They've told us that off the record, but on their website and their advertising, they're saying they prefer and encourage you to use the AT&T plan, but it is compatible with Verizon and T-Mobile as well.
Yeah, the hardware. So we'll see if it's locked to only use the Togo software, if you can still get at the underlying WineGuard software, which works with everything. But even still, the AT&T plan is the real reason for this. Is if you are somebody who's going to use your RV year-round and you want simple, don't have to think about it, unlimited data, this is one of the best deals you can get straight from a major carrier, just $360 and with no fuss. It's always there. The nice things about it is having the cellular modem integrated right on your roof means you really don't need a booster. It's going to do really, really well because it's tied. The modem and the antennas are right there integrated together, but it's not the greatest modem. It's not the fastest LTE performer.
And the router that's in it is Wi-Fi only, and it's over 2.4 gigahertz, so no 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. There is no option for no official option for a wired internal network, so it is basically creating a Wi-Fi hotspot on the roof of your RV, and that is what you are connecting to access your AT&T data plan or any Wi-Fi network that you might be connected to, like a campgrounds. There is some concern that if you're in a metal RV, like an Airstream or a bus conversion, that the metal may block that Wi-Fi signal from getting inside. When we tested it on our bus conversion a year ago, we didn't notice that being much of a problem. So I think it's close enough and beaming directly down that it's not going to be an issue.
So it's it's not going to give you the fanciest if you've got interesting networking demands, or if you want to have multiple upstream carriers and stuff. This is going to limit you in a lot of ways. But if you're just like, hey, I want something simple that's on the roof of my RV, it'll let me connect to campground Wi-Fi, does a decent job of that. We tested the past WineGuard stuff. It does okay as far as connecting to remote campgrounds, and it's got this unlimited cellular plan. Kind of no fuss, fairly simple, and it's only $399, so a lot cheaper than higher end devices from Cradle Point and Pepwave and stuff like that. But it's really not too much more expensive than a hotspot and an external antenna.
Right. So it is a great integrated all-in-one unit. Simplicity is what it's all about. And compared to the Airstream option, so if you're an Airstream owner, you might be questioning, no, do you go with the Airstream official option, or do you just go with the Togo? The Airstream option is you're actually getting an internal Pepwave Max BR1 Mini, a Max Mini, crazy, yes. Router, that's a cellular embedded router. That is a little bit more advanced. It's LTE 6, so it does have some of the carrier aggregation and advanced features, but it's not going to be as progressive as like the NetGear Nighthawk router, but it is going to be a lot better than the router that's in.
The catch is with the Airstream package is it's $1,000 for the hardware, $999, plus it's required to be installed by an Airstream dealer. And we're hearing people being charged 5 or 6 hours of labor at $100 an hour. So you're looking at up to about a $1,600 installation fee to get this on an Airstream. Whereas the Togo, you can buy this as an individual. It's not hard to install yourself, or any RV tech will probably install it with an hour's labor. Because all it needs is 12-volt power to the roof. You don't need antenna cables. You don't need anything else. You just need to get 12 volt up there. And so you've got a much, much cheaper starting point for this sort of package.
With the Airstream, you get a separate antenna. It's the pointing V2 MIMO 3. I think I got that correctly. It's slightly smaller than the WineGuard or the Togo WineGuard dome unit, but not that much smaller. I mean, if you had them side by side, it's only slightly smaller. Joe is testing. Actually, he's getting it right now. I can see him reaching for it.
He's got the pointing.
That is the pointing antenna that comes with the Airstream package. If you look at Joe the Computer Guy's video, the white fin looking thing. The dome is probably, that is 10 inches long. The to-go is 16 inches in diameter.
16 by 8. So yeah, so it's bigger, and it's about actually not a huge difference in height, but but the other one is a dome, so it's round, so it's a lot wider than this shark fin style. And
Joe is finding in his testing, and I'm assuming it's continuing to be true. I haven't actually looked at your testing this week, Joe, that it is showing some directionality. It's not as omnidirectional as we would like it to be for the roof of an RV. So he's finding in his testing that he actually has to move it around to get the best signal, which isn't always convenient on the top of an RV. So that might be one limitation with the Airstream installation.
Yes. So that is the, to-go versus the Airstream. We've had people ask us about the to-go versus the Mobley, and oh my God, well, should I get rid of my Mobley plan to get a to-go? Well, if you've got the Mobley plan, if you're only paying $20 a month, well, there's no reason to go to a $30 a month that you have to pay a year in advance plan. Hold on to that Mobley plan. You can't get that anymore, so don't give that up.
Modem-wise, the Mobley and the modem that's inside the to-go are about equal. The Mobley is
Cat 3, right?
Mobley's Cat 3. Right. The to-go is a Cat 4. But
that's different.
Yeah, and the integration of the antennas on the roof, the to-go is probably going to perform better than the Mobley. But remember, AT&T is not currently enforcing SIM swapping on the Mobley, and you can move it to a more capable device if you're looking for better performance. So I wouldn't necessarily switch to the to-go unless you really just like the form factor of the to-go. That's its own separate reason. But as far as data plan and performance-wise, I wouldn't say switching is worthwhile because you can never go back to that Mobley plan, and that's a sweet plan.
Yes. And now the other thing is this to-go is probably there'll probably be other devices that can tap into this plan, particularly if it goes well for AT&T. And that's actually where we know that AT&T is kind of a little bit nervous about this, is because they're afraid of they've done the research and like, hey, for typical RVers who use their RV a couple times a year, this is a great deal for us. And while some full-timers, they're going to use it a lot, that's not so bad. But AT&T is really worried that what about people who put this on their house and pretend it's on their RV, or put it in their RV in their side yard and use it for their house connection and leave it connected all the time? That's what AT&T is afraid of. Then it could turn this into a money-losing plan for them, in which case maybe they won't do more devices and maybe they'll cancel the plan in the future. But right now, it's really exciting to see AT&T actually do an official, real, unlimited plan targeting the RV market. And that's exciting. And at last, yay, they're doing a plan for us. Hooray!
Yes, and we do know some other companies that are trying to get similar plans. So do expect by the end of the year there might be other options coming out. We'll go ahead and take some questions on the to-go and the AT&T Unlimited plan.
Oh, there's one other thing that I wanted to fill in that not a lot of people know is there is actually a secret hidden Ethernet port on the WineGuard Connect T 2.0 and also the to-go. So if you take the dome apart, inside there is an Ethernet port that is on, as if it was a wired network. So if you're willing to void the warranty and bring down your own wire and make it weatherproof because it's up on the roof, find a way to get that Ethernet cable down and inside, you do have the option, if you want to get that geeky and hacky, to enable more functionality if you really do need a wired network as well.
That is a little bit of hacking. Yeah. If you have questions on any of this stuff, go ahead and put them in the chat room, or just say, I have a question, and we can call on you.
Yeah. And remember, if you have questions that aren't related to the go, just hold off for a few minutes until the archive ends.
Or put them in there. I'm going to skip them for now, and then we can go back to them later. Okay. So we did... we have someone who asked, could you use multiple carriers? So the WineGuard version officially does support Verizon and T-Mobile as well, although it does not have band 12 or 71. So I wouldn't consider it a good match for T-Mobile. But it does support Verizon as well. On to-go's website, they say they encourage this AT&T plan specifically, and they mentioned that it is compatible with other carriers. But they told us that
they told us that specifically that it is locked and it will only run their plan. So we are waiting for a first-hand report of what will happen when you try. But yeah, so it is a single modem device, single SIM slot, so you can only use one carrier at a time.
And to change the SIM card, you do need to go up on your roof and swap the SIM card. So it's something that you would have to. I personally don't consider it an easily swappable multi-carrier unit if it's allowed. It's not that difficult, but you do have to climb up on your roof. So I wouldn't consider it necessarily a multi-carrier device, like actively using with multiple carriers. It's not like a dual SIM device.
Okay.
David asks, if you owned an Airstream, which package would you recommend, the Airstream or the To-Go? I mean, if we went over the pros and cons of each of them, the Airstream, I would seriously, if you are considering the Airstream connected kit, there is an active forum thread where one of the very first customers of that has shared with members his experience with it and his current experience with it. He's actually written us something to use in our review that we're going to integrate in soon. There have been issues with that setup. Some people are not happy with it.
The big thing is if they cost the same, the Airstream one is higher in hardware. But if you're thinking that when you actually factor in that the Airstream will cost you 3 or 4 times as much as the To-Go, it's definitely not worth 3 or 4 times more cost, particularly when both of them are not really cutting edge as far as cellular technology goes. And I think within 2 years, you're going to be wanting something better anyway. So get something cheaper and just plan on buying something better in 2 years.
Yeah, the To-Go will be easier to replace in the future, just because it's just take it off your roof. But the pointing antenna, if it was performing better in Joe's testing and wasn't having this directionality issue, I would be more inclined to say, hey, it's a great antenna, and then you can upgrade the modem later,
Right.
Assuming Airstream allows it, which I'm not sure they will. So my hesitation with the Airstream is it is pricey, and you're going to pay $1,000 for the equipment plus $500 or $600 for installation at an Airstream dealer for stuff that's not necessarily great.
Yeah. Now, on the other hand, if you are getting it with a new Airstream where it's coming in as part of the factory, like remote control system where you can remotely open your awnings and everything, because that case, it's tying into one of the Ethernet ports and it's basically controlling the Airstream's brain. On a new Airstream as an option, if you're spending $150,000 on a Airstream International, you're getting it for free anyway. It's actually a standard feature on the top.
You're getting
end.
a free Airstream?
No, you're getting the Airstream connected stuff. It's included at the top of the line Airstreams. So if you're getting a new Airstream, it might be free, it might be included, or it might be a small option to check when you're filling out your checklist. Go for it. It's all built in. But if you're retrofitting, it'd be really hard pressed to pick the Airstream kit over the Roadlink.
Right. If you have the roof space for the To-Go over the pointing antenna, they're both going to take up a pretty good amount of roof space anyway. I am hard pressed to recommend the Airstream connected kit over the To-Go.
Yep.
All righty.